Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Fernando Borrego, who is much better known as Sans Patrie. He has just shared his self-titled album, and I am super excited to talk to him all about it. Fernando, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
I'm great, and thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Where in the world are you at the moment?
Currently, I am in Brooklyn, New York.
What is going on in Brooklyn, New York these days?
Oof, everything and anything.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's the center of everything, like always.
That's true.
Just recovering from the pandemic, and people trying to figure out what to do.
Right, but you've been staying busy, you've been making music. Everything that's come out prior to this record has been fantastic, and I've had a chance to listen to the whole thing, and it's straight up rocks from start to finish, and I'm really excited to talk to you all about it. First thing I really want to know about is, you listen to the individual songs and they tell a great story, but is there sort of like an overarching message from start to finish on this record, or is it just a series of individual songs?
When I so it's the combination of songs that have been recently written and the combination of songs that have been written years ago, over the years. But then when I put them together, I realized that they did tell a story, and I kind of see it as um, the start of the album is running away from heartache,
Sure.
and then through the course of the album, it's kind of like the rise and fall of love. So maybe falling in love with somebody else, maybe like a rebound or something. I don't know, going through all the stages until you finally reach the end where you realize you just gotta have to make peace with the past. You can't replace it.
I love that, and, I feel like we're losing out on the album experience nowadays. It's
Mhm.
just, "Alright, I got a new single, check this one out. Got a new single next month, check this one out," but when you actually
Yeah,
listen to it from start to finish, like, it's cohesive. It changes tone and it changes genres, and there's just, like, endless guitar solos one after the other. It's
yeah.
fantastic. I want to know, is this a solo project or did you have outside help putting this together in terms of like other musicians or producers, anything along those lines?
Well, it is a solo project, but originally my idea was always to have a band, and I
Sure.
had been in bands before, and I actually started as a punk rocker, so I've been in punk
That's
bands all
not
the time.
surprising.
No, it's not. It's got that grittiness, but yeah, but I think I got a little frustrated. It's hard to find the right mix of well, here you have so many creative musicians and so many
Oh, yeah.
extremely talented musicians, but it's hard to find the right mix of people to work with all the time,
Yeah,
to share a vision, which is fair because if you have one or two songs to show, it's hard to get people right on board.
I understand.
Um, but originally the project started, like I said, I was in punk rock, and I had a friend, his name's Andrew, and he's got his own project, and he wanted to get into production. So he's like, Fernando, do you have any song? I just need to start building a portfolio. Do you have any songs?
You're like,
And I was
oh,
like,
I
well,
got a bunch. Let's
yeah,
do it.
but I was like, there's no fucking way I'm giving him any of my punk music because that stuff is good.
Oh, oh, okay. Okay.
So I was like, let me just give him this stuff that I've been writing that I don't think is good enough yet. But if he fucks it up, no
Yeah.
one cares. And it was Setting Sun,
Okay.
and it turned out way I mean, it turned out kind of like we worked on it together, and he had such an influential part on that song, but it turned out exactly like I wanted, but somehow even better. And I was like, ah, okay,
You
I
did
can
it.
do this. Let me make this Sans Patrie thing. I had this name that was actually originally a tattoo idea, and I was like, let's do it.
What does
And
it stand for? Sorry to interrupt, but what
oh
is
yeah,
it?
in French, it means without homeland.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of it represents how I've identified over the years. I've
Mhm.
always felt like I floated between cultures, between
Sure.
musical genres,
Yeah.
like you said. But yeah, but luckily I've been able to work along the way because I wouldn't have been able to do this on my own. I've been
Sure.
able to work with fantastic musicians, great guitarists. I mean, Matt Howells on guitar. I mean, I have this guy Eduardo Palacios on bass. Andrew Christophs, he helped me like on every single song. He gave me little tips here and there on production. And then the coolest part was Dima. There's this guy. He's the drummer and he's the one who mixes and masters. And he's located
Wow.
in Kiev, Ukraine.
You're kidding.
He mixed it during wartime. because
That's
get this,
dedication right there.
get this. He said, "I promised you an album, so I'm gonna get you an album."
That's wild.
It's
That's
insane.
wild. Because I'm assuming this, I mean, it's released on the 15th, but kind of like putting the final touches on it over the past couple months.
Yeah,
So, geez, man. And I
yeah.
hope that everything is okay. You've heard from him as of
He's
recent.
he's great. He's telling me he's riding his bike to the studio every day. Like that's his day. I'm like, aren't your streets on fire?
Yeah,
Like,
what the hell?
and he's like, it's not that bad. We've seen worse. I'm like, I don't know if I'm proud or sad.
Yeah,
You know?
both. Both,
Yeah,
I
both.
think. Wow. Well, obviously it turned out amazing. A recommendation that I would make for everyone who's going to listen is this isn't the type of record that you're going to play on your phone speakers or your laptop speakers. Really,
Mm,
the attention to detail is in the subtleties. And obviously it's very rock forward and it's full of energy and vibrance, but at the same time, like you got to listen close. You got to put on a nice pair of headphones or listen on a sound
mm.
system or something because it's meant to be listened to loud, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So all in all, how long did it take you to put this together?
Well, so it's a combination of the 4 singles I released and 5 new songs.
Right.
So this has been in the making for 2 years now. Yeah,
Jeez.
2 years.
Jeez.
I released the singles over a period of a year and a half, and then um, it's true testament to show that anything is possible. Because like you were saying, like people come out with singles over
Yeah.
periods of months, which is fair. The industry is that way. It's expensive. It's hard to do now.
Yeah.
But I recorded and produced 5 new songs in about 5-6 months.
Yeah.
So it is possible, like, but it is hard. Yeah.
No, people don't realize that it's not just getting in the studio and then going home. There's so much. There's so much that goes into making music, let alone an album. So,
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, good for you for making this work through hard times, and the final product has shown to be great. So, I'm excited for everyone to listen.
Mm.
Throughout the process, though, was there anything that popped up that surprised you? Like, obviously, we all envision like I'm gonna make music, I'm gonna make a record, but it's not cut and dry. Anything that was just like, wow, I wasn't expecting that during this recording.
Um, hmm. I guess I think. Well, I knew it was gonna be. It's a lot on time, money, and energy. I knew that was gonna be
Yeah.
always a challenge. I think my whole. If you're gonna be an independent artist, I think you have to approach it as more than an artist. I think there's a lot of times I've spoken to friends, family, and other musicians that I felt a lot of times that I'm 1% a musician, that it's 99% production, marketing, understanding all this stuff. It's like,
Yes
I feel
and
like,
no.
yeah, I know. I feel like 99% of the time, yeah, the fun part is writing the music and stuff. But I was surprised at how much you can have a great song, but no one
Right.
will listen to it.
Well, I mean, that's sort of the problem with like indie music, at least
Yeah.
nowadays, is it's never been easier to make music. Anyone with a
Mhm.
laptop and an acoustic guitar can get a program and figure it out. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
watch a couple of YouTube videos. But at the same time, it's never been more difficult to get your music heard.
True.
And that's why I say it's not just getting in the studio and clicking the record button and figuring it out. It's finding a producer that speaks your language. People
Yes.
can produce music, people can, watch the videos and figure it out, but it's like finding the other half of your brain and
Mhm.
then hoping that you vibe with that person and you're on the same page. Plus all
Absolutely.
the other like 1,000 different things. I think it's more than 1% because once the person does listen to your music, it has to be good, and the music is good, but
That's
it's
true.
it's our attention spans have grown to nothing with
Yeah.
just social media, and every songs come out on Fridays, you listen to them once and you either listen to them forever or you forget about them. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. The
So
amount of content that you have to create is also jarring.
it's stupid. Yeah, you shouldn't have to be a social media manager on top of
Mhm.
like a million other things. But
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
crazy.
don't know. It's just the way that it is, and it's kind of a shame that a lot of people, will probably miss out on some of the best music of our lifetimes because the person is an artist and not a marketing major or whatever it is. So
Yeah, it's true.
yeah. But taking away the negatives, let's focus on the positives here.
Absolutely.
Do you have any shows planned? Is it something that you've done in the past or things that you want to do in the future, getting out there and playing these songs?
Yeah, so I haven't played shows with Sans Patrie. I have played shows with other bands in the past,
Sure.
but with Sans Patrie, yeah, we're planning something at the first weekend of May.
Cool.
It's going to be like an album release party. It's going to be filmed and recorded live.
There you
So
go.
we'll probably release it as its own separate album. And yeah, it's like a small loft in NYC. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot
That's
of
going to
fun.
be awesome. Damn, I wish I
Yeah.
was in NYC. One of these days I'll get back there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anything else on the horizon in the summer? I know obviously getting bookings together is a whole nother beast, but it's something you got to think about.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna after that show, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off to recoup and then start trying to book and play a couple of times in New York City, the tri-state area, try to get out there. And now that we
Totally.
have a product, when people listen to us live, they can go somewhere. That's the most
Totally.
fun part. Yeah.
Is there a song or a collection of songs on the record that you're most looking forward to playing live?
Yeah, I think Dance Dance and Shotgun are gonna be super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why those specifically? Just like crowd pleasers or
Yeah, they're gonna be
that
crowd
energy?
pleasers. It's got the solos, it's got the catchy licks. They're like
Sure.
meant to be in bar settings with a drink in
That
hand.
makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I get that.
yeah, I
No,
don't
no,
think
no.
I'm gonna
I
have.
mean, yeah. I will
I don't
say
think.
your music is built for a live setting. Like, sure, you can rock out,
Yeah,
you can listen at your office chair or whatever, wherever the hell you are, but like, there's nothing like standing there with a beer in your hand or something like that,
oh
watching
yeah,
it go down.
yeah, for sure,
That's
sure.
gonna be awesome.
Hmm.
Throughout the process of you recording this, is there something along the lines that I suppose got you the most excited? Like, was there an inspiring moment for you that made it feel like this was all worth it?
Yeah, so obviously every time you get the final mix back from a song, it's mind blowing.
Sure.
It's
Like, I
crazy.
did
Oh
this?
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so cool. But I think the coolest parts were I always had like a meaning behind all my songs, obviously, but
Sure.
I never really tell people what it is. I always people who want to give me their meanings, I want to know their meaning first before I tell them anything.
Right.
And what's cool is now it's kind of changed the way I write because now I'm not so focused on a specific meaning because I've had people tell me that they think a song of mine is about something totally different than what I had intended,
Yeah,
but
that's
just as impactful, just as profound for them. Like showed somebody the other day and the person started crying, listening to one of the songs, but it was about something completely different. And I was like, I'm not going to even tell you what it's about because
that's the beauty. That's the
that's enough.
beauty of music is
Yeah.
you you could literally do 100 interviews and explain each song from start to finish and say this line means this, but the best part of music is people interpret it the way that they want. It can mean
Hmm.
different things, and you're seeing that firsthand. I feel like I don't personally make music, but I think that what you live through has to be the best part
Yes.
because, dude, like you're just a guy. You know what I mean? You're just a guy making music, and you could resonate with someone else like that. That
Right.
makes it all worth it. That's
It's the
beautiful.
connection.
It is the
It's the
connection.
connection. Yeah.
It is the
That's what we
connection.
do.
Dude, I love that.
Hmm.
We're like a third of the way through this year, which is crazy to even say. Are there
Okay.
any like lofty, huge goals that you'd like to hit by the end of 2020?
Uh, yeah. Oh, obviously, playing the shows is not that lofty, but that definitely I want that to happen.
Sure,
Um, there is an idea to make a music video slash film.
sure.
I have a friend who's a director slash a screenwriter, and he's really excited about one of the songs. Um, Recording one of the English songs in Spanish, giving it like two sides,
Yeah.
and then actually start working on the next album. I don't know how, but it's gotta be done.
Well, are you the type of artist that's always looking towards the future? I mean, like if you have an idea for a song, you're never gonna not, sing it into your phone or write a lyric down. Like,
Oh
how
yeah.
does that work for you?
I mean, I already have the next album lined up. I know the
I
songs are
was
gonna be
gonna
on it.
say, yeah,
I know everything.
what you
I have
gotta do.
I have to calm down. I have to be like, I have to remind myself to live in the moment. But
Sure.
yeah, I have the next like album and a half lined up. I'm like, I know what's gonna happen.
That's amazing. I don't know if you have a vision on where you want to go, but do you think you might experiment with your sound a little bit, or is it going to sound similar to what you just put out?
So I've always been a fan of bands that stay consistent. I
Sure.
think that's very difficult, but at the same time, I realize, like you said, there's various genres. I've always been curious
Right.
as to how people would categorize the album, for example, like what genre, because you go into like rockabilly, you have to like the Britpop, you have like a Western sound in one song, you have
Yeah.
Latin rock. So my thing is like, am I gonna focus on one more than the other next
Sure.
album? Um, I
Yeah.
think I want to bring in a little more of that punk rock edge, a little more faster songs in the
Totally.
next album. Yeah,
It's tough because obviously you want to make the music that you want to make because you're
yeah,
the person putting the time and effort. But for example, if, off this record, someone listens to a single song and say, hey, we love this specific sound because it varies from the rest, then you got to be like, well, do I go what the people want? Do I make what I want to make? How do I meet in the middle? It's kind of tough as
yeah,
an artist because, yeah, your name is on it. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
yeah. No, you're right. I had someone tell me they listened to one of the songs and they're like, the problem with the song is that it's the only one like it on the record, and people are gonna want more of it.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean, it's good
you're
to
right.
keep them
You're right.
wanting more,
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, I don't know, you get feedback. It's all feedback and
yeah, yeah, for sure. Everyone's got an
establishing the
opinion.
base. Do you find that the music that you listen to in your everyday life has more of an influence on the music that you're making, or do you try to separate the two?
I think it definitely does. I do go in waves. Um, I'm also someone who likes to be in the mind space. So if I'm writing a specific type of song, then I try to listen to that type of music constantly. But yeah, for example, I liked Journey.
Sure.
Um,
Who
yeah,
doesn't?
but I was never like, oh, like big fan Journey. And then I went to see them live with
Great.
Toto, and
Oh,
I
even better.
even better.
That's
So
awesome.
just on a production and composition level, I was blown away, and it started affecting my writing.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that because, well, your music specifically, at least this record, it really does blend genres together. You do get that classic rock, like arena rock feel, but then
Mm,
there's also a modern version of it. I don't know. You do a really good job of hitting both sides of the spectrum while keeping a cohesive and signature sound, which is tough for an artist who's starting out, but I feel that this really does hit that. So I don't know.
appreciate
Take
that.
take that with a grain of salt for the future, but if you want to lean more punk rock, I say go for it because the world needs more of that too. Who knows?
Absolutely. But I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah.
You're very welcome. Fernando, I have one more question to ask you.
Sure.
And basically, the question is for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
I think this album and this project is for people that are going through stages in life who are not really sure where they belong, are just kind of floating along.
Yeah,
Um, this album is to kind of absorb the moments that are, let's say, down moments,
sure.
enjoy the moments that are good moments, and look to the future without any fear.
That was a beautiful answer. Seriously, I was not expecting that. I think that's a great. No, that's a perfect closing. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, and I'm
Oh, thank you.
super excited that this record is out and into the world. I think people are going to love it. Obviously, we're going to have links so everyone can listen and share and follow along and do all that fun stuff. But I'm personally invested at this point. I can't wait to see what you follow it up with. Take your time because I know art takes time, but I'm excited to see what happens, man.
No, thank you so much for having me. I loved it. I loved it. And yeah, I can't wait for everyone to listen and be a part of what you and I are experiencing right now.
Totally, man. I thank you again. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
You too. Take care.
Take care, man. Bye bye.
Bye.